real prescriptive suggestions or recommendations, but this throws it back to Parliament. What do you think is this that you need to do to safeguard the management of an election from the perspective of IEBC commissioners who you've seen the sort of disagreement there were on the 15th of August this year?
IEBC is a statutory body. It has its own act. The IEBC Act specifies how the staff are recruited in IEBC, how the commissioners are recruited in IEBC. It gives them the roles and responsibilities, clearly specifies what one does when they are put in place. I think the judgment is throwing back the issues to the Parliament. What I think the Parliament needs to do is look into the law again and see whether there are some gray areas. One of the confusing factor was who really was to make the announcement and how was the announcement to be made. Was it an institutional announcement or was it an individual announcement? In the face of, when you look at IEBC and the law, the IEBC Act, the chairman is given the powers by the Act to make the announcement as the national returning officer. So I don't know what else we are going to specify as members of Parliament. Shall we say that, therefore, in consultation with the others? Maybe those are some of the things that we are looking at. Mm-hmm. But whenever you go to court with a mind to defeat, to argue your case out or to possibly be defeated. We cannot say that you go to court so that you win all the time. And it doesn't mean that an electoral process every time is flawed. This time, the electoral process was not flawed at all. William Ruto won early in the morning because one thing that Chebukati did, and Kenyans are not looking at it seriously, one very clear thing he did is that he posted the results on the website. He put them on the portal. All one needed to do is take an adding machine. You don't need a calculator, a scientific calculator. You just need an adding machine to add the votes for Raila Odinga and to add the votes for William Ruto. And you basically know who the winner is, who has gotten 50% plus one vote. That is the law. That's what is in the Constitution. So coming back to IEBC, I think in a very considered opinion, as members of Parliament, we shall look at the law. We shall also, try to see what does the Constitution say that probably needs to be interpreted better in law, and what kind of regulation shall we put in place. I accept the fact that the staff of IEBC the roles of the staff of the IEBC should be clearly separated from the roles of the commissioners. Because commissioners, in my considered opinion, are not necessarily in decision. I mean, they are not necessarily supposed to be involved in the tallying exercise and all that. They need to be briefed on, basically be aware of what is happening during the tallying. And then when the decisions are made, they are the ones to take responsibility of the decisions that have been made by the Kenyans after the tallying exercise. But if you saw what happened, there was the tallying of the votes and announcements of the votes from every polling station, I think it was from every constituency. And then, at the end of the day, we got the final sum. Now, distinguishing between the roles is important. Giving the level of clarity that is needed is very important. And specifying the roles of the chairman and the members of IEBC is very important. Mm-hmm. Being a constitution office and having the 5-year, protection from the Constitution, the commissioners, 6 years, yes, the commissioners have got a responsibility to give Kenyans what the Kenyans expect from them. They need to give us the truth, the facts that they are supposed to be, and then try not to bring a confusion that will create chaotic situations. Mm-hmm. If you look at what happened at Bomas, it was destined to chaos. And that was really unfortunate. Okay. And the disagreement came towards the end, and that's why they could not prove the case. Because why did you not disagree from the beginning? All that happened basically was what the paper reports very clearly, and what the report from the Supreme Court says. Mm-hmm. There was no substantive, credible evidence to nullify those results. Most of the arguments by the plaintiffs were not verified. They were not confirmed.